Okay, guys, welcome back. We have Rivest back on the channel. I've been able to pull him away from the UFC long enough to do another video. So this video is gonna be like a beginner's guide to the clinch. If you know me, you know that I know absolutely zero about clinch, or maybe like 1%. But this guy has gone to Thailand, and he's had fights as well, more fights than me. And he's just gonna give you like 3 things from the clinch that a beginner can do, and it's not going to go wrong in any way. It's like a beginner's guide to clinch. 3 things that anyone can pick up and work on today.
Exactly. So, like Ben was saying, we're just going to cover a few basics that when you do end up getting into the clinch, if you set yourself up in this kind of stance and have this body position, it'll just help you stay in that clinch long enough to maybe throw a few knees yourself and not eat as many knees as well. And then set up future more advanced techniques. But just basic stance-wise, we want our feet to be parallel with our opponent's hips and square with my hips. And I don't want to be in a bladed fight stance because then it's easy to get swept. I don't have the same type of balance. So right off the bat, when we engage in the clinch, I'd like my feet to be nice and square. I also want my shoulders over top of my hips. So I don't want to be leaning on my opponent. That's when the knee can come right up the middle with easy effort for him. I don't want to allow that. So I want to keep my chest nice and tall over top of my hips. And the closer I can bring my chest to his chest, the less space he has to bring those straight knees up the middle. So that's super important because a lot of guys, they'll clinch from out here, and then it's knee for knee, and then whoever eats the last knee goes down. So to avoid this, I want to get nice and tight. And I also want to have my head position fairly close as well. The closer that my head is in his neck, the less space he has to pummel inside and throw elbows. If I'm kind of further away, he can throw that elbow right over top. He can just break from my head and just elbow, boom, right over top horizontally, exactly. But when my head is here a little tight, a little closer, it's harder for him to pummel, and it's also harder for him to throw those elbows at me. Next, when we want to start throwing curved knees, because I'm close enough, I can throw my curved knee, but I want to throw it on the right side. So right now, Ben, his right arm is around my neck, and that's the knee I would throw because he can't block with his elbow. If we rotate to the other side, you see that if I go to throw a right knee, bam, I'm just going to hit his elbow. Or I go to knee and his elbow comes down, which is very possible, and just hits you on the top of the thigh, which also doesn't tickle. So when I want to throw my knee, I'm going to come to the opposite side. We'll rotate again. So I'd be able to curve this knee in this side. He won't be able to block that. So that would help as well.
Nice. Do you want to just, so we have a square stance.
Square stance.
Yeah, I've been making this mistake for a while then. I've been going, not all the time, but I didn't know this was necessarily wrong. Or,
yeah, so what can happen is if you see Ben is in a more of his regular Muay Thai stance, when I would go to throw a knee, so if I throw this knee, I can bait him into throwing another knee. It's very common you have this kind of response, this give and take. So I knee, he knees, but when he knees, he's off balance. And that allows me to get that foot sweep in because he's in a bladed stance. He's on one leg and he's in a bladed stance. It allows that sweep to happen a bit more, or it off balances him. So if he's in his bladed stance again, I knee, he knees, I bring him over, but that gives me more room to develop a bit more of a powerful knee, which could then lead to broken rib or ending the fight there.
Yeah, more points, KO.
Yeah, beautiful. That's it.
Thank you so much, Rob.
You're welcome.
Pleasure as always.
My
3
pleasure,
things.
Guys.
So we got, let's just recap. So square stance.
Square stance.
We have knees over hips and hips over knees.
Correct.
So everything's like this. I've been doing this wrong as well. And then the last one was you always want a knee.
Knee on the side with the
collar tie.
With the collar tie.
Yeah. For beginners, this is called a collar tie.
That's it. And this is a 50-50 position. We're both kind of in this 50-50 position. It means we're both equally at each other's advantage here. So he can knee, I can knee. So I just want to make sure that I'm kneeing on the side that's around my head. It's a little easier for him not to block, and I can get my knee off there.
Perfect. Guys, work on these 3 things, and you're going to have a basic but effective understanding of the clinch. See you next time. Thank you.